Hi, and welcome to L'Dor Va-Dor Shabbat celebration. I am Cantor Carol Garrett, and this is our place that we meet for Friday night services in Delray Beach. We believe in cosmic Judaism, and you can read more about that on our website if you want to go to l'dorvador.org and look into that. In the meantime, if you have a cell phone handy and you could please turn it down or turn it off, we'd really appreciate that. And we believe in a rational approach to Judaism. You'll read more about that on our website, but we're really grateful. I'm really grateful that you're here. And as you notice, our screen is not working today, so we have several things that are kind of off a little bit today, but hopefully you'll bear with us and we'll have a good service. So thank you, and thank you for being here. And we're going to begin with Maya Hayom. Any song that I sing, I know it's not up there, but you're welcome to sing along. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Nice. So now we're going to talk about the candles. We light the candles every Friday night. We sort of bring in the light of the new week. So we're letting go of the old week and letting go of anything that was stressing us, and we're having a quiet Shabbat this week. And so we bring in the light of that, and to bring in the light, we want to invite Roberta Cooper up to light our candles. And this microphone is on, so if you're called up, please use the microphone.
Come, let us welcome Shabbat and give thanks for its light. May our homes shine with the lights of Shabbat, and our hearts glow with Shabbat joy this week and every week. We welcome Shabbat and give thanks for the light. May we be blessed with Shabbat joy and Shabbat peace as we light these Sabbath candles this evening.
Welcome. But please stay. Yeah. Amen. Anything you want to say? Pick up the mic so we can hear you.
I just want to say that lighting the candles is a very thank you, is a very, very happy thing for me, as I remember doing it many years in our home. And now this is where I light the candles. It's been a very hectic week politically, and we need the peace of the Sabbath to recoup our strength for next week. So, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you, Roberta, for bringing light to our Shabbat service. And now we're going to ask for the person to come up and do our Kiddush honor, which happens to be our president of the congregation, Suzanne Bernstein.
We make Kiddush on Shabbat to recognize the joyfulness of taking time to rest and to delight in the creation around us. Shabbat reminds us that whether we have had a successful week or one filled with frustration, we are still worthy of time to rest and feel joy. Shabbat does not judge us. It is an open invitation to invite more sweetness into our lives. We therefore raise this cup of sweet wine and begin the blessings over the wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
And
Later. You'll hear that
Shabbat
song later.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Anything else you want to say?
That's it.
No. Maybe she wants to tell you about the high holidays coming up.
Oh, yes. Movies of Del Rey. I'll let Sharon talk about that. Y'all are welcome to come. We're looking forward to our high holiday celebration.
Thank you, Suzanne.
And thank you, Cantor Carol.
Wonderful. So we now have Sweet Sabbath Wine, which Rabbi wrote the lyrics to, well, you tell me if you know what song it is. When life began, sometime before all knowing, it's growing strong inside of me. Come take my hand, join me in where I'm going. Together we'll find our destiny. Warmth, glowing bright, Sabbath flames, spreading light on Friday night. Sweet Sabbath wine makes the good times seem so good, so good, so good, so good. I'm inclined as a Jew to spread peace and brotherhood. On Friday night, we are no longer lonely. If only I share my love with you. And when we hurt, we'll bring each other comfort. Rejoice in living as a Jew. One, God is one, so I'm reaching out as the God in me touches you. Sweet Sabbath wine makes the sin class seem so good. I'm inclined as a Jew to spread peace and brotherhood. Yay! Do you know what it's from? Sweet Caroline, and do you remember who the artist is? Neil Diamond, you're right, yay! Points. Wow. Wow. It was played at the 7th stretch of the Red Sox game? Ah, because Caroline Kennedy would go. Okay, very good. I did not know that. Great piece of information there. So we're going to get a little bit into later the Torah portion this week, Ikav, but basically there's so many things in Ikav. I decided to just focus on one little part of it. I'll tell you about that. But there's like the V'ahavta, there's the Shema, there's all the commandments, there's Moses, telling the Israelites, all the things they did wrong as they were going through the desert and all the problems that happened. And so there's so much in there that I chose to pick one part. I bet you if you know me, you know which part I picked. But anyway, right now we're going to bring up and honor the August birthdays and anniversaries. So the people that we do know that are August birthdays are Carol Baum, Roberta Feynman, Jim Garrett, Enid Golub, Vicki Grant, Gerald Kahn, Ruth Nodev, Lester Pasick, Francine Silver, hi Francine, she's not here obviously, Andrew Sussman, Miriam Sivak, Marty Winston, Madison Fredrickson, my granddaughter. So my husband and my granddaughter are 4 days apart. Suzanne and Mike Bernstein for their anniversaries, Janet and Arthur Hoffman, Cheryl and Alan Leibovitz for their anniversary. So if any of those people would like to come forward, if you don't feel like you want to come forward, if you just want to stand up, that's fine too. Sometimes people don't like to come forward, and that's fine. And we're gonna so first I'm gonna do the Siman Tov and Mazel Tov. Actually, I was gonna do it the other way around, but okay, Sharon. I will do it your way. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Lehelanu. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Yehelanu. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ve'akol ha'olam. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ve'akol ha'olam. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ve'akol ha'olam. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ve'akol ha'olam. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Yehelanu. If you want to stay standing for just a moment, this prayer is for you. This is a priestly blessing. And I'm blessing you. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Excuse me. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you safe. Yahir Adonai panav alecha vekunecha. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and be good to you. Yahir Adonai panav elecha vekunecha. May God be with you and be kind to you. May you always know that God God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. You may be seated. Thank you for allowing me to bless you. So now we're coming up to our section of invitation to prayer. And normally we would have responsive reading. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do that. So I'll be reading the prayers to you. Anyway, so we're starting with the responsive reading, which I'm going to be reading. We have come together to strengthen our bonds with our people Israel. Our celebration is a sharing of memory and hope. We are Jews, but each of us is unique with differing feelings and insights, for we are children of one people and one heritage. Our celebration unites many separate selves into a single chorus, and we are in search of life's meaning. May our celebration bring us strength along our way. And if you want to rise for the Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. If you want to stay standing for the Shema, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated, and please join with me with the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'otecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am B'shivtecha b'veitecha ulechtecha v'aderech u'shochbecha u'vekumecha u'kshartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu latotafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem Kedoshim Lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeiti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lachem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. And that talks about loving your God Adonai with all your heart. And in fact, that prayer is part of the Parsha today. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that. But you shall love Adonai with all your heart and all your soul and with all your might. We interpret that a little bit differently here, that we don't have to praise somebody looking up over us. If Adonai is within us, then we love ourselves and we love each other. So we'll talk more about that too. But, you know, doing that when you lie down and when you rise up and when you're away and when you come into your house and when you go out, and binding it as sign upon your hand, which they used to wear tefillin and put that on, and they'd put the tefillin, the sign before their eyes, so they'd put the tefillin there. So that's the binding, the sign before your eyes and on your hands. We don't really need to do that, but we think of like in our focus throughout the day, bringing love and giving love and sharing love with all the people that are in our lives is really our way of observing that Ve'ahavta prayer. So now we have the Hashkivenu, another song that Rabbi changed a little bit and added some words. It's really one of my favorites that he has done. It's called the Hashkivenu, and probably a lot of you know it. So please sing along. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. You shelter us beneath ozone, O Adonai, through miracles that now are known. You protect earth and sky to keep us safe throughout the night. Earth's heavenly atmosphere blocks cosmic rays, but lets in light so life can strive down here. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Amen. This earthly plane and all the universe is your domain. Life you maintain, science does explain the miracles of nature's laws, create life and sustain. Amen. 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 Beautiful. Thank you. I heard people singing along. Thank you for that. So we're moving into the Avot V'Imahot. And if you know it, please. I think I may. Why don't we chant it? Yeah. No? Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanora, El Elyon. Gomel chasadim tovim, v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, umevi gula livnei v'nehem, leman shemo ba'ahava. Melech ozer umoshiach umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'atat Sarah, atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukadoshim b'chol yom, hallelujah selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh. Thank you. Okay, maybe you remember this. Yananai, yananai, hine mato. Yananai, yananai, umanayim. Yananai, yananai, shevet achim. You may clap along. Shevet achim gam yachad. Yananai, yananai, hine mato. Yananai, yananai, umanayim. Yananai, yananai, shevet achim. Shevet achim gam yachad. So light up the world, Oh, brothers and sisters, together with peace and love, bring light to the world. Oh, sisters and brothers, and sing Hine Matov. Yanana, yanana, Hine Matov. Yanana, yanana, umanayim. Yanana, yanana, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim gam yachad. So we're moving into the silent meditation. And so I've said to Ruth, silent meditation, can you move to the piano at that point? So she'll be ready to play. And so we're working out that little part. Thank you, Ruth. I'm so glad. So in the silence is where we hear the loudest noise. And the loudest noise is the noise in our heads and the voice in our heads that tell us what we need to be thinking about. Hopefully not all the worries, but often that's what it is. When we get silent, we hear all those worries, all the things we haven't done, all the people we need to call, all the things we need to do. And hopefully if we practice being silent every day, if we practice that enough, then eventually the silence actually can become silence where we hear instead really what we need to hear, who we are, what our purpose is, where we're going in our lives. And so hopefully we get to practice that a little bit here of being silent. And if you start hearing all that other stuff of like, I didn't do, and oh, did I turn this off? And did I do that? Maybe just think of it as a cloud kind of floating by you and allow it to just float on by. Say, I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to think about quiet and peace and, you know, what really do I want to do in my life, right? So let's take a few minutes of silence, 20 or 30 seconds. Sometimes that silence is just such a welcome space. And thank you for being part of that with me. We're now going to read the names of the people that are sick or ailing. And then I'll ask if there's any names that you have to contribute. Diane Bush, Rita Elias, Charles Feller, Bill Field, Donna Field, Laura Gallagher, Sherry Glass, Nadine Herbst, Carol Kahn, Robert Caskell, Kendra Kurtz, Ruth Marks, Melissa Swanson Mussel, Dr. Sudath Nair, Marilyn Paul, Laura Proman Devens, Ira Phillips, Vivian Pronin, Bernie Rosen, Susan Rosenberg, Rabbi Barry Silver, Miriam Sivak, Douglas Volin, Naomi Volin, Sheila Winston. Is there anybody else that you want to say Misha Baruch for? Carol. Anyone else? Please join me in the Misha Baruch. Misha Baruch Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotinu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing. with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Thank you. Very nice. Sharon's kind of looking at me because we were going to do a different Mishabera, but I know that since we don't have a screen up there for you to read, I did one that's more familiar so that you could sing along. So Sharon's like, what? Anyway, thank you, Sharon. So now we are getting ready to do the Torah portion. And as I said, it's Ikev. There's a responsive reading. Our light is Torah, mitzvot, our lamp. Pleasing are the ways of Torah, and all her paths are peace. Dark and twisting is the road to peace. Happy the generation whose light will guide them to its end. And I think we have Emily, Jacob Robart, and Debbie Kahn that are going to come up and carry the Torahs around. So if you'd come up to bring the Torahs, and then Ruth Notif, whose birthday is this month, is going to play for us. So while we carry the Torahs, thank you. As they come around, people that don't know, you can touch the Torah. That's what we do, a lot of the Jewish people. They touch the Torah, and that gives them a blessing. Thank you so much. Bless Debbie and Emily, thank you so much. So now we're coming to the blessing of the Torah, and I'm not going to open it. I mean, I actually made a piece of paper to read off of, so because I didn't have time to look for and find the place in there, and otherwise I would have had to bring a book from home. So Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Thank you, Ruth. I'm starting on chapter 11, line 11. V'yomer Adonai el kol lech lemasaf lifnei ha'am v'yovo v'yirsu et ha'aretz asher nishbati l'avotam latet lahem. And Adonai said to me, Moses, up, resume the march at the head of the people, that they may go in and possess the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Ve'ata Yisrael ma Adonai Elohecha she'el mimach ki im lir'a et Adonai Elohecha lelechet b'chol derkav ul ahava oto ba'alhav et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha. And now, O Israel, what does your Adonai demand of you? Only this, to revere your God Adonai, to walk only in divine paths, to love and to serve your God Adonai with all your heart and all your soul. Lishmor et mitzvot Adonai ve'et hukatav asher anoki mitzavacha hayom latov lach. Keeping Adonai's commandments and laws, which I enjoin upon you today for good. Hein Lehova Elohecha Hashemayim Ushmei Hashemayim Haaretz V'Kol Asher Ba. Mark these words: the heavens to their uttermost reaches belong to your Adonai, including the earth and all that is in it. So those are the passages I chose to read. As I said, this portion is actually chapters 7 through 11 in Deuteronomy. And so it's really long, and there's a lot in there. So it starts from first Moses coming down and saying, these are all the laws that we're going to follow. I don't know if you know, there's 613 commandments in the Torah. So 613 things, and many of them are antiquated at this point. We don't do slavery. We don't do, animal sacrifices anymore. So many of the things that are there are antiquated, but certainly there's a lot of things that are reasonable, and hopefully you still follow. Love your neighbor as yourself, believe in and be kind to your parents and your neighbors, right? And so this week's Torah portion, Ikev, is in Hebrew means because of, or as a result of, or cause and effect, relating to the cause and effect law that the Buddhists chant in Japanese, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, their daily chant, meaning I honor the law of cause and effect, or I honor devotion to the mystic law, which obviously comes from the Torah. The law of cause and effect says that what I put out into the world comes back to me tenfold. So if I put out love, which is the word of the week, ahava in Hebrew, then love comes back to me tenfold. The Torah says, because of love, because I loved you, you now have a whole world of possibilities and good fortunes open to you. Part of this portion is the part of the Vahavta prayer, which we recite every Friday night. Love and serve God with all your heart and all your soul. March with your people, be kind to the stranger, follow these commandments that I have given you. This is the part of what the prayer commands. Loving a neighbor as yourself means you have to love yourself. How can we love ourselves? What more can we do or be so that we like ourselves more? Contentment comes from knowing you did what you could and felt like it was enough. No one says to do everything or to do it all, but we are asked to do our part. Loving God is loving that which is good inside of each of us, seeing that which is good inside of each other, building and becoming and being there for your community. This portion says to not think so highly of ourselves. A little bit of awe is awesome, and a lot of awe is awful. So we're to remember that it was not by our own strength that we got to this place, but by the sacrifices and strengths of everyone, L'Dor Va-Dor, our ancestors, from generation to generation, the name of our temple. We left slavery of Egypt behind in order to find the land of milk and honey in front of us. Let us not be slaves to our pride, our greed, our resentment, and other emotions that can destroy us personally or as a community. Let us stand up to those that abuse their power, as many of you had alluded to this week in the news. This portion asks us, speak truth to power. Let us stand up for the downtrodden and rise to the mountaintop, if need be, to watch over and stand up for what is needed in this world. We are to be the lineage of our ancestors and create a better world, reaching up to the heaven to bring down love to the world. When I reach for God, I reach for that which is infinitely good in me, altruistic and noble and kind. Let me remember for that which I was released from my bondage and continue to strive to do better, to be better. If I do that, then all good things will come to me. And of course, if I don't, the punishment is unhappiness and a world of misery as promised in the Torah. Rhetorically, I ask, isn't that true? The Torah further states, if we follow these commandments, all that might stand in our way is promised to be driven out from before you. Every place that your feet will tread will be yours, from the desert and the Lebanon, from the river, the Euphrates River, and until the western sea will be all your boundary. That's as much as they knew at the time. They didn't know there was a rest of the world. No man will stand before you. The world will cast the fear of you and the dread of you on all the lands upon which you tread. If I'm kind and honest, following my prescription for health, then all the fear inside of me will be vanquished, and I will be a hero of this land. All that might stand in our way is our ego, our intolerance, our indifference, our forgetfulness about what should be the most important to us. The ikev, or the because, is different for each of us, but also the same. May we all wish to love and honor our health, our integrity, our morals, and our values. We strive to love and honor our families, love and honor the stranger, love and honor the earth. What else might you love and honor? Or was there one thing that I mentioned that resonated with you? What can you make a commitment to yourself to do this week in honor of your ikev, or because? And I can come around and ask if you want, but one of the things that we're doing this week is we're having a rally on Wednesday at the South County Civic Center at 7 p.m. and to support Rabbi, and also to support the congregation, and to support the values of the earth and abortion rights and many of the other things that we've been discussing here. If you want to show up for that, that would be great for you to come. I'm hoping to be there. Rabbi will be there. Pink slip. I don't know who else, but hope we'll see you there. So let's say the blessing after the Torah. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavarach. Oh, excuse me, that's the blessing before the Torah. So I don't have the one here. Rabbi, do you have it on here? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. If you don't have it in front of you, yeah, you have to remember. Okay, so the next song is actually a new song that you guys have not heard. It was just written by Noah Aronson, and one of my favorite. Right? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I gave inspiration. Anybody else want to say anything, really? If you're inspired to do something specific, right? A commitment this week for your ikav, for your because? No? That was really very nice. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here and give some inspiration. So this song inspires me. And it really talks to this song. It talks to this whole portion. You know, Moses goes to the burning bush, and that's supposed to be God, the burning bush, right? And the burning bush then speaks to him, and he is able to sit there and write out the 10 Commandments, which he brings down to the people who are at the time making a golden calf, and they've melted down all their gold to make this idol. You know, they came from a place where there were idols, and so they've been idle, sitting there waiting for Moses to come down. So while they were idle, they were idling, making idols, right? So he comes in, he's so upset, he smashes those tablets, right? But this kind of talks about that, you know, being close to the fire is the name of the song. So eventually, the Jews, they keep working on it. Eventually, they get it. We're still working on it, you know. Israel means struggle with God, right? So we continue to struggle with God. Do you believe? Do you not believe? Do you want to believe? What do you believe? What do you want to do with your life? Where are you going? All of those questions are really, really normal and really, really part of who we are as a Jew. So the biggest part of who we are as a Jew is, what are we going to do to make the world a better place, right? And that's really, I think, why we're here. I want to be close to the fire feeling its warmth deep inside. Whenever I'm lost, whenever I feel alone, I want to be close to the fire. Whenever my light is low, show me the way, show me the pathway home. Though the flame is gone, the embers still live on. If the aim is love, it can be done, can be done. I want to be, flame is gone, the embers still live on. If the aim is love, it can be done, can be done. Oh, the light shines on and it burns inside our song. If we sing as one, it can be done. I want to be close to the fire, feeling its warmth deep inside. Whenever I'm lost, whenever I feel alone, I want to be close to the fire. Whenever the light is low, show me the way, show me the pathway home. Though the flame is gone, the embers still live on. If the aim is love, it can be done. If the flame is gone, the embers still live on. If the aim is love, it can be done. Feel the power fan the flame. Come in closer, love untamed. Father, fire, forge my soul. Mother, maker, hold me close. I want to be close to the fire, feeling its warmth deep inside. Whenever I'm lost, whenever I feel alone, I want to be close to the fire. Whenever my light is low, show me the way, show me the pathway home. Though the flame is gone, the embers still live on. If the aim is love, it can be done, can be done. Oh, the light shines on and it burns inside our song. If we sing as one, it can be done. Whoa, 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 whoa. It can be done. Thank you. Thank you. We are now going to move into the Aleinu. So if you would like to rise for the Aleinu, in body, mind, or spirit. Some of us, it's hard to get up, and that's fine. You can rise in spirit. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol lateh gedula yotzer bereshit shelo asanu k'yoyeh haratzot velo samanu k'mishpachot hadama shelo sam kilkenu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam ve'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech Malchei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad ushemo echad. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, so now we're going to read the names of those who recently passed. And so many of you are used to standing up for the whole thing. I think you could sit down while we're reading the names. And then if you're honoring a loved one that's deceased, you may stand, or if you want to stand in solidarity with everybody, you can. But I'll read the names so you can have a seat for a moment. We honor and remember those who have recently passed with love: Dr. Stephen Berkowitz, Renee Greger, Brenda Harmelin, Ann Kritzer, Francis Maltzman, Arlene Potter, Marshall Temerson, Jordan Volan. And then the yurtsites that we are honoring during this season, during this month: Shirley Bain, Ola Beck, Jonathan Cohen, Gertrude Dater, Samuel Diamond, Rose Greenberg, Sylvia Greenberg, Carolyn Grosky, Arthur Herman, Edgar Curley, Heyman Levin, Bernie Levine, David Mallon, Jerry Millman, Eugene Morad, Robert Neiman, Lee Osofsky, Eugene Pasick, Jacob Plonskier, Saul Pomerantz, Samuel Robbins, Maurice Rosenberg, Arnold Rosenstein, Bert Rosenweig, Rudy Rossman, Joy Sawitz, Oscar Schreiber, Dora Sheshkin, Fred Wilder, Shireen Willens, Mary Wilson, Ruth L. Woods. Is there anybody else that you'd like to remember? Emily? Yes? I didn't hear. Jean Kurtz, Barry. Anybody else? A name that you want to remember? No? Okay, so you may stand in solidarity or stand if you're honoring a yurtzeit and say with me, Yikada v'yikada shemei rabah be'alma divrach yortev yamlich malchuteh b'chayekon u'mekon u'chaye b'kol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shema rabba min shmaya. Sorry, I lost my place. My thing went. Yikada v'yishba'ah v'yitbara v'yitman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei d'chudashah barichu le'elam min kol brachata shirata tushmachata v'nechemata damim rav be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal Yisrael v'yal yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Thank you. May their memories be a blessing for all. You may be seated. And I'm going to call up Sharon for the announcements. Sharon put so much work into this beautiful PowerPoint that you can't see this week. I suppose the people online will see it, and if you want to go on YouTube and see her beautiful PowerPoint, it'll be there, but I'm calling Sharon for announcements. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Cantor Carol Garrett, for a beautiful service, and I agree with what this gentleman professed during, and the people in La La Land, in the virtual land, did not hear him. He professed that it was a very inspiring message and service that Cantor Carol gave us. I'm sorry that Robert Barry could not be with us tonight, and he's in our prayers. Thank you all for coming and being part of L'Dor Va-Dor. We welcome all to be part of us and through our door, and thank you all for coming. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. This Sunday, August 6th, we have our women's lunch, our Women of Shekhinah, the name of our sisterhood, at Alio, I think it's pronounced like that, at 12:30 p.m. If you haven't RSVP'd yet, I have a couple extra positions on at the table, seats at the table. So just see me right after the service, and I can add you to the list for Sunday at 12:30. That's in Boynton Beach on Gateway and Congress. And on Tuesday, August 8th, we have our virtual on Zoom Touch of Torah study with Rabbi Barry. Please enjoy that. It's a very exciting way to look at the Torah, and a very personal and rational look at the Torah each Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. And as Cantor Carol shared a little bit ago, on Wednesday, August 9th, we have a social action event at the South County Civic Center, which is right across from Murakami and Delray on Jog Road at 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. There'll be music, there'll be speakers, there'll be refreshments, and come one, come all, and save our earth, do some action together with L'Dor Va-Dor and people like the Sierra Club and NOW of Palm Beach County, and a lot of organizations are working to write it for women's rights, abortion rights, and the ecology and environment around us, and come out and be part of that wonderful evening. Next Friday, August 11th, we have a very exciting Shabbat because we're going to be holding a bar mitzvah for a young man who comes all the way from South Korea. If you were lucky enough to be here last week, you got to meet him and his family, and they will all be with us next Friday. And it'll be a really exciting bar mitzvah for Shane and Ashner. So that'll be right here at 7:30 p.m. And on August 12th, a week from this Saturday, we have Tiger Within at the Movies of Delray with Rabbi Barry speaking after. That's a 7 o'clock movie there, $8 for each person. And on August 26th, the new movie Golda with Helen Mirren, and that'll also be with Rabbi Barry speaking afterwards. So both of those are at the Movies of Delray. Speaking of the Movies of Delray, we'll be going to having our High Holy Day services there. So there are forms on the table back there. If you'd like to join us, if you're not already a member, you can join us as a member or join us just for seats at the High Holy Days. And there are forms for that. There are also forms for our Book of Remembrance, was a beautiful booklet remembering our loved ones. And there are forms on the table for that, and also on our website. So we thank you. Find us on our website, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and our YouTube channel. We look forward to having you be part of L'Dor Va-Dor from this day forward. Join us at our Oneg Shabbat for our refreshments. We have wine, we have lemonade, we have some wonderful cookies and nash. So please join us afterwards. And I want to wish you all Shabbat Shalom, and thank you again to Cantor Carol.
Thank you so much. We have L'Dor Va-Dor, the song to close with. So the final benediction really is just, remember that you make a difference, right? Indeed, as Margaret Mead says, one person really is the one that's always made a difference, always. So, remember that you make a difference. Whatever you do, go out into the world. What is your because this week? Think about that. Think about how you can make the world a better place, which you do just by being here, right? You're here because you're here to make a difference. So anyway, thank you, and L'Dor Va-Dor. L'Dor Va-Dor. L'Dor Va-Dor, nagi kolecha, ulenetza netzachim, katu shatach nakdish. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Ruth. You're so wonderful. Thank you.